What's up guys, welcome to Voldora-kun. From our previous episode, we have witnessed a private conversation between Damrata, Granbell and the young man. If you haven't watched the previous episodes, I will put the link in the description below. Just a quick warning, these videos contain spoilers from the light novel. I also want to share to you my YouTube membership, Voldora's Loyal Knights. For more details, just click the join button below. Also, don't forget to join our Discord community, Voldora-kun Subordinates. The link is in the description below. See you there. So now in this video we will review what happened next, which is Rumina's revenge on Voldora. But before we will proceed, please like, subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell. Now without further ado, let's proceed with the video. After everything was settled, Rimuru concludes that it was an exhausting incident. It was much more tiring than fighting against Hinata. And what happened was the Western Saints Church believed in the god Ruminas, whose real identity was Demon Lord Valentine. Her real name seemed to be Ruminas Valentine. Accordingly, she had previously granted her subordinate the title for him to proclaim himself as Demon Lord Valentine. Unfortunately, Voldora exposed Rumina's real identity during the Walpurgis banquet and ended her disguise forever. The Holy Knight Order under Hinata's command was able to win the people's support by standing against Demon Lord Valentine. When Hinata noticed Rimuru's concern, she explained, "It really can't be helped. I tried to stop it but was defeated by Rumina's Sama." However, Rumina's Sama seems to have no interest in gaining popular support at all. It can be seen that Hinata didn't approve such practices either, but had no choice so to follow along after me up. In fact, this whole thing has little to do with Rumina's Sama. Hinata objected to it from the start and even tried to defeat us, so if you have a problem with this, talk to me instead of her. Instead of answering him, Rimuru asked, "Should I call you Pope Louis Dono? Pope Louis-san? Which one?" And Louis answers, "Or you can just call me by my name, Demon Lord Rimuru." Even when in front of all the holy knights, Louis didn't seem to mind at all and asked Rimuru to call him with whatever preference. Louis makes it feel like it was only natural for him to act humble in front of Rimuru, for he saw Demon Lord Rimuru as an equal to his master, Demon Lord Ruminas. Louis then explained the whole thing from start to finish at a volume loud enough for the holy knights eavesdropping on the side to hear as well. Rimuru asked, "So was the Demon Lord Valentine I ran into during the Walpurgis banquet your younger brother?" And Pope Louis responds, "He was my twin brother. But unfortunately, he was murdered after that banquet." And Rimuru is surprised, "Wait, did you just say that he was murdered?" Rimuru is surprised because the power that Demon Lord Valentine possessed was no way equal to any average body double. Louis replies, "With regards to that, Roy was probably overconfident to the point that he lowered his guard. There are countries that consider the Holy Empire Ruberios to be an eyesore, and even many hostile factions to the Western Saints Church. I figure that assassins sent by these hostile forces probably got the best of him." And Louis added that his brother Roy's death was still quite pathetic. He also said that Roy was assigned to train our new recruits in actual fieldwork. He was once careless enough and the god Ruminas. Even the holy knights listening to the conversation seemed to have figured it out as well. Seeing that Rimuru had understood the situation, Hinata turns to her comrades, "All right, did you catch all that? I really had no intention to deceive you all, but I sort of did as a result." A holy knight interrupted and says, "Hinata-sama," but Hinata raised a hand to stop the holy knight and continued speaking. "The reason why I couldn't tell you guys earlier is because I believed the less people who knew about this plan the better. Now, if the news of this leaks out, I will have to dispose of any witnesses." Hinata cruelly declared and Arno speaks, "Haha. Arno, will not be so easily fooled. Hinata-sama must have been threatened by the god Ruminas, by Demon Lord Ruminas. Am I wrong?" Hinata immediately shuts him down by saying, "I disagree. Didn't I told you that our citizens are under the protection of Rumina's Sama? It's why I made up my mind that as long as Rumina's Sama remains peaceful with humans, I would obey her orders. You will not insult her around me, Arno." Hinata served Arno the ultimatum with a glare. Rimuru interrupts, don't get so worked up now. Come on Hinata, why don't you try being a bit kinder? This level of explanation is not sufficient at all, is it? And Hinata shot Rimuru a glare, shouldn't this be none of your business? And Rimuru defends himself, how is it not my business? Because it would be kind of annoying if you guys started fighting each other here. Hinata objected, I don't need your concern, thanks. Basically. Hinata's words were interrupted by the Holy Knights. Arno announces, there is no need to worry, we will always have faith in Hinata-sama, and Reynold agrees, indeed, Arno has a point. Good Demon Lord Rimuru, we are led by Hinata-sama, and not Demon Lord Ruminas. So you don't have to worry about us splitting up due to infights. Arno and Reynold spoke from the same mind as both dismissed Rimuru's concerns. Every one of them still believed in Hinata, even though they might have had some reservations. It was wonderful that they still had trust in each other. Rimuru replies, that's fine then. And Arno added, moreover, after watching that. Then he paused, and Rimuru was able to guess as to what Arno was referring to. It was the fact that Ruminas and Voldoura were engaging in a fierce battle just above everyone's heads. Rimuru thinks that they're both giving him a headache already, and they should stop. Rimuru had established a defensive network with absolute defense from Covenant King Uriel in order to prevent people on the ground from being affected. There was still a chance for casualties since they fought over such a large area. Arno says, it's no wonder that Hinata-sama was defeated against an opponent as strong as that. And Reynold added, she's indeed worthy of the title of God. If she turned her back on humanity, there would be nothing we could do about it. Pope Louis addressed them, well, there is no need to concern yourselves about that. Ruminas-sama has a generous heart, and her grace doesn't take joy in abusing people under her protection. Why else has she proven to be so friendly toward the humans who do not defy her? But she would indeed forbid anyone from revealing her true identity. His top priority is to maintain confidentiality about the whole Demon Lord thing. It was all because of Voldoura that Rumina's identity got exposed, so Rimuru assumes it's natural to do them this favor as well. Now for Rimuru, there's no need to worry. Hinata asked, hey you, are you thinking about something rude again? And Rimuru denies, no. I wasn't. Rimuru thinks, does this girl actually have some sort of superpower? She's got to be reading Rimuru's mind, and Rain got up casually and ran towards Rimuru as soon as it saw him. That was of course Voldoura. He stood right back up and used Rimuru as a shield as he looks at the sky. Above them, a silver-haired, young beauty slowly descended from the air while casting furious glares in their direction. Voldoura said, Rimuru, go convince that stubborn woman for me fast. I'm giving her generous apology as I can, but she refuses to listen. Rimuru thinks to himself that Voldoura should leave him out of this. It was all Voldoura's fault this time after all. But, come to think of it, when did Voldoura ever do any good? Rimuru could only recall all the troubles Voldoura gave him, even when he was just revived recently. Voldoura casually said to Ruminas, gahahaha. I had no intentions back then. Call it a youthful mistake, and forgive me with your most generous of hearts. Ruminas was livid after hearing it and said, bring that lizard here. She orders, which sent shivers down Rimuru's spine. Her glare also terrified Voldoura, who was hiding behind his back. Honestly, Rimuru didn't wish to become an enemy of Rumina's over such a thing. Besides, Rimuru understands her because Voldoura's apology doesn't seem like an actual apology at all. I think it's about time for Voldoura to get some punishment and reflect for a bit one way or another. So Rimuru said, here you go. Rimuru grabs Voldoura's neck and presented him to Ruminas without hesitation. Voldoura screamed, Nuo. I can't believe you've betrayed me, Rimuru, and Rimuru defends, nah, that's no betrayal. Aren't you the sole party responsible here? At a time, very good. I am glad to see that you possess great senses of perception. Unlike that lizard over there. And Rimuru responds, oh, it's nothing that great. But he has caused a lot of trouble for you this time, so you can punish him however you see fit before calming down. But I do hope you can forgive him afterwards. And Ruminas grinned, I'll consider it. And just like that, Rimuru made peace with Ruminas. Veldora shrieked, "Wait. Does my opinion not matter at all?" Both Ruminas and Rimuru pretended they didn't hear anything. Ruminas then casted an attack, "Then I shall release all my hatred for you once and for all, embrace of death." Veldora screamed and it appeared as if Ruminas was hugging Veldora, but there was certainly no sweet sentiment behind it. And that's it for my video. Now, it's shout out time. Welcome to the new members of Veldora's Loyal Knights. Thank you Lord Aegis. Thank you Shinra. Thank you R. Srinath Menon. Thank you Blanket Kumit. Thank you Kingsman. Thank you Gopal Racha. And lastly, thank you Garva Victory Gaming. I also want to thank my beloved existing loyal knights. Next, I want to give a shout out to my Discord booster. Thank you for boosting the server twice. Thank you so much everyone. See you on my next upload.